Republicans are obviously and justifiably and increasingly worried about these midterms. And so they've got a plan, not to like appeal to the voters or whatever, but to make sure that there are fewer voters than there might otherwise be. Representative Brian Stile introduced the bill Make Elections Great Again Act. And that probably tells you all you need to know about what effect it'll have on the country and your access to voting. But here are some details. It would require photo identification across America, require mail-in ballots to be received by election day, just so that there will be fewer of them that are counted, require voters to opt in to voting by mail, ban ranked choice voting for federal elections. If passed into law, each state would also have to create a single digital voter database to serve as the official voter registration list for the conduct of all elections for federal office in the state, probably so it's easier for them to take it, tamper with it, those sorts of things. But there are places where it's been automatic vote by mail for literally decades. And they don't like that. It's too convenient and they don't want voting to be convenient. So instead, if you make it opt in and you cut off when you can send it in, then we could really get those numbers down to a more manageable few where just the elites really influence the outcome of elections. The bill would also prohibit, and bear this in mind, when they say this is to make elections both more secure and easier, it would prohibit federal agencies from using taxpayer funds to promote voter registration. Why? There's literally no argument for that other than that we don't want people to register to vote. Even if it's like the federal agency in charge of voting, you would think would want people. Wouldn't we want universal registration? We're a goddamn democracy, at least supposedly. But no, they just don't want it. States would also have to provide documented proof of US citizenship for anyone registered to vote in federal elections, and then recheck those voters' eligibility as are necessary on an ongoing basis, but in no case less frequently than once every 30 days. They have to literally check everyone's citizenship every 30 days. You know, you constantly. What's that? Why would it change? You're just constantly becoming a citizen, not becoming a citizen. If you checked it, we're good, okay? Now, one reason it might change is if Trump starts stripping people's citizenship away. But that's just designed to make it impossible to comply with this. By the way, it would also, the US Attorney General would be able to sue states to force them to comply with the new restrictions. And private citizens would gain the power to sue individual election officials who register a voter without proof of citizenship, which of course, regular voters would have no evidence of. But now they would deputize the 5 million craziest Karens in America to start suing every election official because they saw someone black or brown in line to vote. It's designed to make elections impossible in America, Brett. What do you think?
I mean, they don't want people to vote. And they don't even want their own voters to vote. They're happy that they are good enough at deceiving them into thinking unimportant stuff is crucial. Like that is it. The leaders of the Republican Party will, and these are the people that are like, we're not a democracy, we're a republic. And that's like the dog whistle for like everybody but a rich businessman is too stupid or lazy to deserve a vote. That's their operating principle. And if they had it their way, as Trump has said to our faces, he would just not have elections at all. But instead of offering actual things that materially improve the economic situations of their citizens and their constituents, the Republicans are like, all right, we'll just tell them that they should care more about abortion and trans bathrooms and all that crap. We'll allow them to vote. But this, having you check status every however often it was, that is intentionally meant to make it impossible, in my opinion, for anybody to actually carry out that statute and its guidance. Yeah. And that is their whole game plan. They just don't want any of us to vote. And how do I know that? Like, he's still raiding offices from, what is it, 6 years ago now?
6 years ago. Yeah.
And I think you said this on the show, or someone said this on a show recently. So when you win, it's fine. When you lose, it's rigged. Like I can't believe you anymore. And when they were how did the Democrats lose when they were in the most power? The subsequent election.
And won when they were out of power.
And rig the one when you had your hands on all the strings.
No, it makes no sense.
And that's the stuff. And you feel it, right? This is the gaslighting of the nation.
Yeah.
Where we feel it. It's like they don't even mean it when they're saying it. They're laughing. They're reveling in how evil they're being. Greg Gutfeld, Jesse Waters, Stephen Miller, Kristi Noem, Donald Trump. They know that they're bullshitting you. And you see it in their eyes, and they're laughing at you as they're taking your rights away. And that's the stuff that needs to motivate us to go to the ballot boxes and needs to take to the streets to protest it.
Exactly. And thankfully today, a lot of people are doing that, and tomorrow as well.